Alright, so what's good, YouTube and whoever else looking at this shit? So I'm gonna preface this video, and I'm really doing it for me just to see how it turned out. But I'm prefacing this video as I'm a dad first, a stepdad, and I put my son in a recreation sport in our area, and he's in a league where we really don't get good equipment. They don't get full equipment. Just their jerseys and shit, what colors and shit, but you know, not really like a high-end county in our state where I'm at, where they give us all equipment and shit. So on the football field, he works on a team that's kind of undermanned, undercoached, and there's really no equipment out there. So I started becoming an assistant coach, just kind of helping the coach out. And we've lost a couple games, whatever, you know, it's young, it don't care, they don't matter. But I want to help these boys get a little better, so I've decided that I'm going to make a blocking sled from PVC pipe. We got PVC pipe, got a bunch of corners, some glue, you see the receipt there, some 3-ways. So I'm gonna start constructing on it, and I'll let you know how it go. Yeah? All right, so I got 10 foot pieces of PVC pipe, corners 90s and T's. I got my pipe cutter, PVC cutter. Make sure you get your nice permanent marker. Drop that. And the tape measure, man. So we'll get out here and start working on it, see what we come up with. So like I said, I got 40 feet of PVC pipe, and I believe it's 1 inch. 40 feet of PVC pipe. I had them cut it in 10 and 10 foot long so I can get it in my truck to get home, and I can quite frankly make my measurements the same way. I almost only need to cut one of them directly in half, and then I can kind of start my base from there, and I will let y'all know how it goes, man. All right, so I've established a few diameters and different things of that sort. Basically, my model's gonna look like this. I don't know if you can make it out on the front. Got the front bar, got the back bar, I got my base at the bottom, and you see I got 90s. I'm thinking about making the back maybe 5 foot high, might make it 4.5 feet high. But it's the width of the bar in the middle is what I'm trying to figure out. So I'm currently measuring if I'm going to use my body weight, because I'm only doing it for youth kids. Boom. They need a wide gap. This is about 3.5 feet here. 3.5 feet might be a good distance, a good gap between. I think that's a decent block as far as starting off with, because I think 3.5 is decent to start off with, and maybe making my back post 4.5. So let's see how we work that. First, I'm gonna start off. I know that this is gonna be my back post, right? So if I'm gonna make this pole my back post, it's gonna be the same height. I'm talking about boys here. Their grades are 11, their ages are 11, 12. So it's some husky boys, but not all of them are tall like that. So maybe if I go, I'm gonna measure off and see 4.5 foot compared to 5 foot. Let's see just how that measures up. So that's 5 foot. Now, I know a lot of these boys actually are my height. Some of them I'm 5'8". So I think 5 foot would be good. Cutting it in half on the last one, I think that'd be good. And I can make the first box maybe about 3.5, maybe. Yeah, so I'm gonna mark my line. Okay, cool. Tear it on. Careful with these tape measures sometimes, bro. You go and grab that mug and it might cut your finger straight up. And baby tried to nick me just now. Go ahead and mark mine. 5 foot, so it's supposed to be 10 feet, quote unquote, 10 foot pieces. So we'll mark at the 5 foot. Boom. Alright. Now this is some pretty thick PVC pipe, but my cutter here, I think can get through it. I got this cutter from Lowe's years ago. Never needed it for anything. See, it kind of has like a ratcheting motion. So I'm gonna put it right on top of, right where I put my mark. I don't know if y'all can see that or no. And I just squeeze that bad boy through. And boom, and cut it just like that. Very easily. It took too much. And it's not exactly 5. It's not exactly even really. So I maybe was off like an inch or so. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I was off a full inch. So I'm a ½ inch bad on each side. But that's okay. I can still make up for that. Boom, get those cut. I said that my width of both of them across was going to be, my width of both of them across bars are going to be 3.5 feet. So we're gonna go 3.5 feet crossbar. 42 inches. 42 inches. It's always good to make sure you got a good marker, man. That's the worst shit ever when you got a marker that don't work. So go down the line. Make sure my line's straight here. Keep my tape measure nice and tight. Nice and tight on the tape measure. Pull that out, lock it in. Boom. Hold that bad boy as long as you can, as steady as you can. Make your line. And then I'm gonna cut this first piece, measure it to the second one, and hopefully I get the same cut on the second one. I got a few feet of pipe to play with if I do mess up, so. Cap that back up. Back to the same thing. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm doing this real time. To show that it can be done relatively fast if you got the right tools that you need. If you don't got the right tools, shit, you might as well go back to the Stone Age. So I'm gonna lay this bad boy down. Get it as close up as I can up here. Same thing here. Make a nice line. Almost directly on top of it. That way you don't short yourself on the cut. And the cut directly through the line, which I should be. It should be the exact same size. And these will be my middle pieces. And I made this label these just to show what I did. Okay, this would be a piece we save for later. We'll find out what we need for that. I'm gonna label these pieces right here. Middle, boom, middle, see now, and this gonna be the back post, so I'm just put back post. I'm gonna finish because I'm gonna have to collapse this down. I ain't gonna be able to, I'm not gonna be able to carry this in my truck like this, so I'm gonna have to be able to break it down. So I'll glue certain pieces together. Back post. That way I know what I'm doing and I know what I got going on, okay? So I wrote middle on this one. It's probably gonna be backwards, but whatever. And this is for my back post right here, right? So from here, quite frankly, knowing what I got here, I can go ahead and set my post and start working on my bottom. All right, I'm back. So, by the way, I got this stuff from my local hardware Ace. I'm not one of them guys, but I do believe in shopping local. Like, you know, you support a lot of things when you do shop local. So, got this from my local Ace hardware. So I got these. Got some end caps just in case. I got a bunch of them. So I also got a very tiny can of this. A little cement glue, keep it together. So I've established these are my back posts. And I think that'd be right. So if I go here, put that there, put this here, boom, just like this. And I've already established that this is my middle post. Boom, boom. And you technically can go ahead and glue this together because you know this is going to work. You're going to end up putting this at the bottom so you can make your base. End up putting this at the bottom so you can make your base. But if you want to haul it around or you can't keep it where we're at, we can't keep it there. So I'm going to have to kind of break it down every time. I can glue these corners. These will always stay like this. Do the same thing to the smaller posts, and then I just build my base together where it can hold it all intact. So this is this. I don't want to glue it just yet until I completely build what I'm building. So I established that this was my back post, and this will be 4 foot, however high. Make that however high. I'm gonna paint this too, so it give it a little splash. You know, it'll kind of be color coordinated so the kids know what's up with it. So I've established that this is my back post. I got my middle post from my front post here, left. So I gotta make my 2 front posts. So it's about establishing how high do I want the boys coming off the ball. Now, from here, you want them lower, but you want them exploding. So I'm exploding with a helmet and pads on. I need to be at least, I don't know, what's this? I can maybe use this as a measurement, quite frankly, my extra piece. That's a little too short. You can't explode through that hole. You're too small there. So I'm doing this on the fly, by the way. I've never done this before. This is just an idea I had. I think I saw something like this on Pinterest, so I'm kind of making my own version of it. So my piece left here is 3 foot 1 inch. I'm still may be able to use it, but I think coming off the ball at 3 feet, I'm not sure how the boys will respond to that. I can keep measuring it though. I think that's too short, quite frankly. What's this? I think I established that this was my middle post. I'm gonna check it again to see how many inches I got it here. And it's at 3.5, 42 inches, 3.5 feet. Let's see. Do I want them exploding off at 3.5 feet or 4 feet? Because they gotta get low, so they need to get used to getting low. Yeah, you know what? I think this is a good length to have for the post size, because it'll keep them, encourage them to stay low, but they got to keep their heads in the right place so they don't peak up too fast and give their position away. So I'm gonna remeasure this. Oh, never mind, I don't have to. It's 3.5, 42 inches, 3.5. 42 inches or 3.5 feet. Boom. So I'm going to slide this out the way for the time being. Over here, I'm just take another piece. All right, take another piece, and I can, excuse me, I can just as easily do the exact same thing. Line it up. Make sure I got it as close as I can get it. You always gonna have a little bit more wiggle room, and even if it's not flush, I mean, it's a makeshift project, so it don't really matter as long as it's similarly looking a certain way. Boom, right there. Right. Whatever the fuck these cutters called, I don't know what they call these mugs. Excuse my language. Boom. See how that's going through that? Look. Very easy. And you just kind of gotta work it and bend it in just a little bit, but you can fit it. And I'm doing the same thing here. I'm gonna make another, the same length. Make another the same length. It's gonna be my middle. Make sure I get as close as I can down here. Okay. You know what they say about measure twice, cut once, so I think I got it dead on as much as I can get here. So, still got what I consider my middle post there. Corner, first, let's measure and see if I got them all about the same height. Yeah, I roughly got them all about the same height here too. Just off measuring and cutting right. Like, I don't do this professionally, but I kind of grew up doing a little bit of this around my dad and shit. So go where's my middle? Just because it says middle, doesn't matter really. Get this bad boy to form in here. Bad boy to form in here. Boom, boom. All right. Middle post. Form it again. Middle post. So, boom. Like I said, I'm just working it. I'll glue it later. I'll glue it back shortly. I'm gonna permanently glue these because these will always stay like this, and my base maybe, as long as it can fit on the back of my truck. So, I have roughly made 2 posts, one bigger than the other. This is gonna be the first one. Where you see down, say height, they snap through this one, explode up through this one, okay? So boom, boom. All right. Now next comes my base. What I established for the base was something quite simple, or at least I thought it was simple. I think it's going to still be simple. Uh-oh. Oh. Now, I got 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 4 corners on my post, so I'll show you what I'm doing here. And I won't glue this together, like I said, because I need to detach it, because I'm not going to leave it where we practice at. Somebody use it, somebody steal it, or whatever. I took my time out to do it with my money, so if another team wants to use it and make, help their boys out, I'm all with it. But we also live in an area where people just do stuff to do it, man. So a little bit of hard work I put in for the boys, I don't want it to go wasted for somebody else messing with me and my time. All right, so y'all see what I did there. Y'all getting how this coming along here now? See, I got these right here. Boom, boom, and I got it on my bigger post too. That's what I got these extra pieces here for. These extra pieces here are what I'm going to use to establish my base. So, when it comes to establishing the base, you want it wide enough where it can balance almost perfectly throughout the whole thing, where even if somebody hits it and knocks it over, you can pick it right back up and keep moving on to the next drill. So amazingly, these 2 pieces are the exact same length here. Okay, so these 2 pieces are the exact same length. So let's say I put these, and I think he did do that. I know that's what he did. Son of a bitch. Is that what he did? Yeah, that's what he did. But it's okay. So, yeah. Okay. So, it doesn't need that much gap between them, right? That's my work area is a little small. All this food shit, I don't like it. But let's say I put these together. So, boom. Well, I have to cut these tips off here. Unfortunately, I have to cut the tips off because they just aren't going to work there with nothing. Boom, cut that tip off. Yeah. Son of a bitch. Boom, boom. Okay. I'm still doing this real time. I haven't even checked my clock. So I'm currently under 30 minutes still. It's still 30 minutes. This so far 30-minute project. If I keep doing like this, I'll probably have this done in the next 10 minutes, quite frankly. But that's me having what I need here. Okay, so now I'm just doing a measurement here to see my length between the two posts. If I like this length here, I might keep it. If I like how far it is, I might just keep it just like that. But if I feel I need it shorter, then I use my bigger pieces or I'll cut. So let's take this here. That may be a little too long as far as, well, I'm looking at it from perspective of distance. So let's go here. Let's work it here. And fit it here. Right? Alright. So what y'all think about that? What you think? Can y'all see what I did there? Let's see. Let me adjust my camera. Alright, so I had to move my camera. But now can y'all see how I've done this here? See how I've established my line. That may be too much of a gap. It may be. But maybe you go down. Put. That may be a little too far. Down. Put. I think I need to bring it in some. I may need to shorten the back post up. But I also got to think these kids got helmets and pads on. I'm doing this without. So. I may be able to use it like this. Even if I do come in a little bit, I think the gap, I think the space here encourages them or makes them think that they have to stay down just a little longer. So, by the time I think that's what I'm gonna do there. Now, I got it established here. I'm basically gonna cut maybe, if this is 10 foot, if I cut this in half, make 5 foot, then make 2.5 pieces, I think I can use that as a stable base for the bottom. And I think we'll have it cut right with almost nothing to spare, quite frankly. So I'm going to cut this last 10-foot piece right here. I'm going to cut this bad boy in half. Then I'm going to cut it in half again, so I'm going to make fourths. Slide this out the way. Boom. Just been using my tape measure again because, quite frankly, that's what it's for. I don't know if y'all can see that again. As far as what I'm doing, like I said, I'm going to take this final piece here that I've cut, that I've got, and I'm going to just cut. I may not even need that. I probably can cut it in fourths, or I can even cut foot long pieces, and it'll stabilize it. If I go 2.5, that'll definitely stabilize it. If I go 2 feet, I think 2 feet would stabilize it. 2.5, 30 inches. 2.5 may stabilize. I mean, it's kind of stable now, so we just putting a little extra protection there since I got the little pipe left. I'll tell you what, since it really doesn't matter, but since I see the marker here, like they got the line like what you put on the house with the studs, and it's at 16 inches, I'll just make 4 16-inch pieces. It really doesn't matter, quite frankly. 16 inches is 1 4 inches. So we'll just cut it at, I'm literally just cutting the post at 16. That's basically how they make studs in houses. So I'm just gonna cut 4 of these, and those will be my outside posts. And then maybe when I'm done, I'll glue and paint, and we'll see how she comes out, man. So, thank you for staying with me if you stayed with me here. Like I said, this is now going on 33 minutes, quite frankly. Still not a bad job. And this is just projects we all can do, man. Like, I never done none of this shit coming up. But boom. Make a line. I'm gonna make it very snappy. Boom. Uh-oh. One. Try to line it up again. As close as I can get it, it doesn't matter. 2. 3. 2, 3. 4. Boom. So I made 3 more ticks, same length as this. Now all I gotta do is cut them, and I should have my stakes basically set here. All right. 4 pieces, and they're all virtually the same length. And I'm just using these on my bottom base where I made my T's at, and these are just extra support and stability, okay? Excuse me for a sec, it's a little humid out here today. But on top of that, still got a little piece left. So I slide this bad boy back into play. Ta-da. Alright. We're just using these as extra support, right? So boom. With that little tool there, I got a tendency of like bending the pipe, so you kind of have to work it a little bit, but it's not that bad. So I did that side. Take my last 2 pieces. Last 2 pieces. Boom. Yeah. Boom. All right, so man, look, this is really it. Quite frankly, this is really it. So